government's failure to help after Helene goes far beyond what the media is willing to tell you. That's true. The media is not going to tell you this. This is not about incompetence, which I originally thought until I looked back at it and then realized the people that was affected by this hurricane are people that would more than likely vote for Trump. This is Trump country, North Carolina, this area that was hit, or most likely Trump voters. So is this a way that the Biden administration, the Harris administration, is trying to make it where they won't be able to vote next month for Trump? Is that what's really going on, or do you chalk this up for incompetence? I think these are evil people that know that the people that's affected by this are majority Trump voters, so they could care less about what's happening in them. They try to give them. They said they want to give them a measly $750 when we got billions going to illegal immigrants, billions going to Ukraine, billions going to Israel. When people are in our own country are suffering right now, and then the people try to go get this $750 aid or assistance, and they're being denied. They are. This is ugly. This is ridiculous. What our government, our so-called government, is doing to our citizens, our great American citizens of the United States. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to play some clips. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Red State, from Brandon Morse. Look at that. Wow. And he reports that another day, another batch of news coming from the people that demonstrate just how much the government has failed the people, especially the victims of Hurricane Helene. Amid the heartbreak and loss, we've been learning that FEMA has completely used up its budget to the point where there's little to no funds for disaster relief, reportedly because much of the budget was used up helping illegals at the border. And I did a whole video on that. This isn't exactly common knowledge because the media isn't being forthcoming with this information. In fact, every time I mention this on various accounts, a handful of leftists pop up and tell me I'm spreading lies and that I have no proof. If you've been watching Red State's coverage, the proof is there. And again, I've reported on it as well. It's definitely the money. They're broke. I've reported. I think I did a video on it when they announced that they really didn't have any money because all the money went to illegals months ago. But the reason the media doesn't want to cover this is obvious. This is one of the biggest government scandals in modern history, and one that makes the Biden-Harris administration look horrific. This is right before people go to the polls to vote, no less. The vast majority of the news and updates we're getting come from people on the ground who are having to deal with the effort to help these people directly. For instance, this woman who is running supplies describes how 4 FEMA agents got off a private jet, and she soon learned that no others will be coming because most FEMA agents are tied up at the border. She described how the Army has taken over body recovery, and that she overheard them saying that whatever number of dead they are, quote, go ahead and add a couple of zeros. Wow. Wow, wow. She continues by saying that most of the supplies she's seen came from private organizations such as the Cajun Navy and the ASPCA. Wow, let's check this clip out. Here we go.
So I just left the airport. We picked up a flight of pediatric medical supplies that were brought in and are going to North Asheville. We were sitting in the private portion of the airport, and we got to overhear an awful lot. The Army pilots, the Navy pilots, hospital representatives, there was a lot of chatter. While we were there, a private jet landed and 4 FEMA representatives got off. Four people off of a private jet. Come to find out, and you're not going to hear this, so let me tell you. Come to find out, Mission Hospital was told, a private hospital, that they are going to go ahead and be the morgue center for body recovery. All of the Army Chinook helicopters you're seeing flying overhead, they are doing body recovery.
Wow.
FEMA said, and you can take this as a direct quote, said that they are too tied up at the border to send any more representatives. Yeah, at the border. So anyhow, I guess border control trumps whatever's going on here. So they told Mission Hospital they are not sending refrigerated trucks so that they can stack the bodies up. And we also overheard that whatever fatality numbers you are hearing, and this is a quote, go ahead and add a couple of zeros.
Wow.
So FEMA's too busy with the border. A private hospital and the Army are going to take over body recovery, and private individuals with their private helicopters and their private planes are the ones who are flying in supplies. I was at Hangar 10. I was picking up supplies. There was a stack for the Cajun Navy. There was a stack that looked like it was ASPCA. These are all being sent by private individuals. FEMA is doing nothing. Go ahead and share that.
Disgusting. 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 And you want to vote 4 more years of this? You want 4 more years of this? Former Army Ranger and MMA fighter Tim Kennedy is also on the ground, and his report sounds very similar to what he told a local news station. According to Kennedy, FEMA is present, but they're in the way. Let me just see. Do I have that clip here? Yeah, we do. We do have the clip here. Kennedy described a moment where he attended to book a couple of people into a hotel to give them shelter, but the hotel turned them away as it had been booked for federal employees. So let's check out this clip here. Here we go.
Are they still not there anywhere? What are you seeing from FEMA in the federal response, if any?
I mean, they're present. They're in the way. They are directly interrupting our ability to conduct missions and operations. And I'm not going to disparage anybody, because we are trying to work within partner relationships, both government and non-government entities within state and federal and county. I went to put a couple of people into a hotel last night, and they have a security guard at the hotel, and they said, "Oh, we're so sorry. The entire hotel has been booked for federal employees." And I was like, no, I have people that would just pull it out of a mountain that are living out in the hills, and there's not a place for me to put them because we have federal employees that are staying in the hotel. I slept in this white car last night. I smell like foot and death right now, as does every single person on our team. Not a single one of us slept. We got done maybe at 3 o'clock. The moment the sun was up and we could fly helicopters again, we were back in the air, and we have not stopped. And I was like on the fence about trying to get on this program or not. I want people to understand how incredible this organization is, Save Our Allies, and all the work that all of these volunteers are doing. But people, this is biblical level devastation. This is apocalyptic, the things that we see out there.
These are towns up in the mountains that are 10, 20, 40 miles away from any other town. And people on the ground like you need helicopters from the government, and they will not release them. I have heard that time and again. And the people who are delivering aid up in the mountains are now getting requests for body bags. Tim, we got to run.
Yeah, you are 100% correct. Oh, you're right about that. And there was a no-fly when the president flew in today. We had to land helicopters to not go rescue people so a photo op could take place. And that's a travesty, and that's unconscionable.
If people want to donate, is it SaveOurAllies.com?
That's right. And if somebody is stuck somewhere, or you know somebody that's stuck, you can go to SaveOurAllies.org, and you can click on there. Let us know. We have people going all over in the places that can't be reached. That's why we have special operations people working with partnerships to get into those areas. So go there, support that organization, and also let us know where to go.
Tim Kennedy, you are a great American. Thank you. And I know all of this devastated area thanks you, and Save Our Allies as well. We appreciate you being on the program and just taking a couple moments out of rescuing people to tell us the story. Thank you, Tim Kennedy.
Love you much, Tim Kennedy.
Thank you.
Who in their right mind will vote for 4 more years of this craziness? If you think back to the way George W. Bush was torpedoed by the media over his handling of Katrina, and I believe rightfully so, The silence about the failures of government during Helene is deafening. Not only are they dragging their feet and helping, they're actively getting in the way of helping people find shelter. It's all boiled down to people helping people, while the government posts the aforementioned photo ops to make it seem like they care and are doing things to help. Look, oh my God. In the moments of crisis, we see the best of what we can do together. She go in, shake a couple hands, hand out a couple plates, and then she's back on her plane, pretending like she's doing something when people are struggling. Things are really bad in places like North Carolina, and I have a feeling we'll only know the real extent of how bad it got after the election. Absolutely. It's a shame that the media is not on this again, because we saw what happened with Bush during Katrina. You know, one of my favorite rappers from Louisiana, Lil Wayne, made a great song called Georgia Bush, talking about how George Bush ain't really do anything to help the people of Katrina. And we're seeing the exact same thing happening now, except for there is no mainstream media that is actually reporting on this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.